Namaste, everyone, and good evening. At least you're on this side of the world. Good evening again. Welcome to Anchor to Light Meditation. So here we are doing our second session for Wednesday, and I hope you were able to watch and practice what we covered this morning. So tonight, the title is one of the teachings of the Buddha. Suffering is not holding on to you. You are holding on to suffering. Now, it seems like the Buddha has a way of talking in such a way that always turns it around. It's like, you. All right? So before we start, let's ask for a blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Tuakok Sui Mahagu Jumeling, we thank you for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, divine healing, compassionate, purifying light, and soothing healing energy. We thank you in full faith. And so it is. All right. So I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of people because, you see people on two sides of the fence. One side says, suffering, all life is suffering. You're screwed, so whatever. You have that side. And you have the other side that says, well, pain happens. Suffering is a choice. So how do you reconcile the two? It's as simple as this. If you go back to what the Lord Buddha taught, he said it's not like all life is suffering, because if all life is suffering, you're screwed anyway. So why bother doing anything? Why bother learning what it is, what caused it, how to fix it? Nothing will work anyway, right? So it doesn't make much sense. And so pain happens, suffering is optional. That's supposedly what he said. Anyway, so the best way to look at it is something like this. Again, you cannot control what happens outside of you. You cannot control what people are going to say. You're not going to be able to control if somebody's going to smile at you or not. To a certain extent, you can influence it. But to rely your happiness depending on others, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Seriously. So I remember when I was in Bhutan, I shared this story with a lot of you before, and when I was traveling, going from cave to cave, temple to temple, meditating and all that, I was in the company of one of the Her Majesty, one of the Queen's royal guards, and he was a very spiritual person. And I asked him, I said, what can you tell me about all these people that come through Bhutan? But for some of you who don't know, Bhutan is in between China and India, very secluded place. And it's amazing. It's very, very spiritual, very holy, very nice, very clean energetically. And it's interesting. It's just a little extra information for you. There's only a few pilots that can, as far as I know, that are certified to be able to go through there. So they have this called Druk Air. Druk means dragon. Okay, Druk Air, their national airline. So it's interesting. Just imagine you have a plane coming through Nepal or somewhere there in the Himalayas, right? You go like this, and then at some point they just make a turn and drop, and going in between these two mountains. It's quite amazing. It's like, no wonder it's pretty secluded. All right. Anyway, so you get an opportunity to go to different caves, temples. It's a place that the great teacher Guru Padmasambhava spent a lot of time at. According to the story, he was there, he meditated in certain caves, he left his footprints, handprints, and it's a magical place, right? Hey, I don't get a commission if you go, but it's a fantastic place. I would highly encourage you to go. And it's a place where I remember the second time I went, my mobile phone didn't work. Didn't work. I thought I planned it out. So you imagine you have these rides lasting an hour, 2 hours, and my mobile phone didn't work. I guess the higher beings had other plans for me, because otherwise, what do we do? We're addicted to this thing. So, it doesn't work. So, okay. So, meditated. And one of the royal guards took me to many of these caves that Guru Padmasambhava meditated at. And so I asked him, you have so many people coming here. Anything you want to share? He goes, pretty much all of them say the same thing. You have these masters, you have these monks, you have these yogis, shamans, different type of spiritual teachers and practitioners come through and said, they pretty much say the same thing. Your spiritual development or spiritual attainment is dependent on your ability to forgive and let go. And one of the things they were saying is like, the reason they say that is because you cannot control what's outside of you. The only thing you can control is what's inside of you. So suffering is a response we have towards what's outside. Pain happens. I think things don't always go our way. But you notice there are some people who choose suffering and people who say, enough of that, right? And sometimes it takes intense pain and suffering to kind of say, enough of that. I know some of you might not have no clue what I'm talking about. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when the Buddha said suffering is not holding you, you are holding on to suffering, a big part of that is our inability to be awake. That's why people are saying, I was trying to worship the Buddha as God. He said, no, I'm not God. I'm awake. Awake to what? There are many levels of truth when you say awake. Sometimes when we say we're not awake, oops, let me just put this. When we're not awake, we are sleeping. We're just kind of sleepwalking in that world of pain and suffering. Yeah, they insulted me. They said something bad. Yeah, they said this to me. Woe is me. Sounds familiar? Yeah, I can't believe they did that to me. And you say the next person you talk to, yeah, can't believe this person said to me. And then you find the next person, yeah, did you know what happened to me? It's just like you're looking for anyone who'll give you sympathy. And we have somebody says, no, it's all right. Everything will be fine. And when the person doesn't give you any more fuel for your drama, I don't like this person. That's why you hear the words, misery loves company, right? So there's a tendency for us to be asleep. We're dream walking in that world of pain and suffering until somebody snaps you out of it. Of course, if you've done NLP, they call that pattern interrupt, right? I remember one of the stories with Tony Robbins, which is hilarious. He was trying to help this woman, and she wouldn't snap out of it. She kept going, yeah, but you don't understand. I went through this, I went through that. It came on and on. So if I remember the story correctly, Tony Robbins got a glass of cold water and just splashed it all over her face. She goes, what'd you do that for? And then he starts laughing, and before you know it, she starts laughing, and how do you feel now? Well, it's kind of funny. I'm all wet, but I'm okay. You see, you can do it. Pattern interrupt, right? Most of you heard that before. And I shared with you the other day, another way to do that, I was told it's part of EMDR, sorry, I don't know the technical term, which is with the movement of your eyes, you can cleanse your aura and your chakras and feel better. We'll do that again tonight. Okay? I know some of you know exact name for it. Something. Sorry, but details is not my specialization. I just know it works. That's all I care about. All right? But I was told that there are therapists who do that. You sit down, have you remember their pain, and so on. And then they put their finger like this, and you follow their finger like this. You go like, and then you say, okay, remember that pain again. Oh, thank you. EMDR, that's what it's called. Okay. I apologize. Again, it's not my expertise. I just know the concept behind it as far as energy. Anyway, you're supposed to sit down in front of the therapist. The therapist, okay, have you remember your pain, your anger, your trauma? And then you go, look at my finger. And you follow it. At some point, you go, how do you feel? Oh, I don't feel it anymore. Now, again, there's a medical reason for it. There's an energetic reason for it. It is very similar to what is called alternate nostril breathing. In yoga, some of you do pranayama. You inhale through one nostril, hold it, you exhale to the other one. So alternate nostril breathing. What that does, it balances your left and right. This is my left, yeah. Balances your left and right brain. What people don't realize is when you do the type of breathing, the balancing breathing, which we teach this in Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul and Arhatic Yoga, you have two channels. One channel here, one channel here, warm and cooling channel. It goes up to your crown, and it goes in like this, down to the base of your spine. And so what happens is when you do that breathing exercises, that breathing exercise, your so-called balancing of left and right side of your brain is also balancing these two channels. As these two channels are being balanced, negative energy that is, how to call it, that's causing the imbalance gets flushed out of your aura. So there are many ways to do it. And so what yogis do, sometimes when you see yogis when they meditate, their eyes go, oh, they go cross-eyed, right? And they have a different purpose. Some yogis, when they meditate, their eyes go up, guys go down, so on and so on. So the eyes direct energy. So when your eyes are going like this, I think that EDMR, I think that's what they called, EDMR. All right. When you do that, what it does, it cleanses those two channels. So at some point you go, hey, how come I'm not so pissed off anymore? It has cleansing effect. So there are many ways to move energy. So the therapist will do that to you energetically if you're going through some difficult time, so you don't want to suffer. You just, it works. Okay, just for the heck of it, let's try it. Let's try it. You know, there's no point in telling you don't suffer, but if I don't give you anything to alleviate it, then just listen to me yak. So let's try it. It's amazing. It's just like even crazy people not crazy people, even people think it's so crazy, they go, I'll try it, but it works. Okay, here's what you do. There are many ways to do it, okay? Here's the way I know of doing it. You ready? All right, close your eyes. Close your eyes. EMDR, sorry. Got the letters wrong. Okay. I don't really know what it stands for, but we just know that it balances left and right channels, okay? So, close your eyes. I want you to think or feel of something that irritates you. Hopefully it's not me. Just think of something you want to get rid of. Again, not someone, some feeling. Some thought, some feeling, you know, you're pissed off with something, somebody irritate the heck out of you, or whatever. Anything. Ready? Okay. I want you to check its intensity. Is it like 10, like you're about to explode, or 0 or 1, which is whatever, no big deal. Okay? I want you to feel it, think it, and just give it a number so we have a before and after comparison. That way we know if it works or not. Ready? Okay, just feel it a little more. Come on, soak in it. Some people are experts in it. Okay? Good. I think some of you are pretty riled up already, pretty pissed off. Okay, perfect. Now open your eyes. Here's what you're going to do. You imagine on this side is a wall. This side is a wall, like a corridor. All right? And there are pictures on the wall. And the pictures just going like that. All right, ready? When I say start, all you got to do is look at this picture, look at this, look at this, look at this. And all you got to do is it's just like you're running forward and you're looking at this picture frame, just keep going that pathway. Ready? Go. I'll do it with you. Keep going. Keep looking at those pictures. You're running down that corridor. You're not walking. You're not strong. You're running. Go. Going 50 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, or kilometers, or whatever it is. You're going so fast. Everything, they're really going so fast. Keep going. Okay. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Keep going. Don't move your head. Just your eyes. Keep your tongue in your palate. That's very, very important. Keep your tongue in your palate. Keep going. Okay. Keep going. You're going so fast. You're just going, flying through that corridor. 200 miles per hour. I mean, literally things are just flashing next to you, left and right. Keep going. Come on. You want to learn? You want to grow? Practice. You can do this. Keep going. All right. That corridor is quite long. Keep going. Okay, stop. Alrighty. Give me an honest assessment. How do you feel? You gave it a number before we started. Whatever that is that was bothering you. How is it now? How is it? Or did you get, I got dizzy from running through that corridor? Well, very simple. Come on, you guys, some of you are typing, some of you are giving feedback. How does that feel? Can't think of it. The question is why. You see, what people don't realize is this. To a medical professional, they'll tell you about what it's doing to your neurons, your brain, and so on, so on, so on. Great. That's the physical side. To a person who knows about energy, the way I was taught by my teacher, we understand the energy channels, right? The nadis, the chakras, the energy body. Here's the problem. Some people think it's either you do it the medical way, that's the only explanation. Some people think it's only energy way. It's just like you hear people say, oh yeah, I don't go to doctors because they're all crooks. And you have some people say, I don't go to healers, they're a bunch of quacks. Both of you, that's your problem. Everybody always has something good to offer. So, to the medical professional, they specialize in the brain physiology. To the energy, whatever you want to call us, we understand how the energies work. So if you have EMDR, you go to this therapist, they go like this with their eyes, they say, oh, it does this and that. I have no idea, but I just know it works. But as far as energy, let me just reiterate, you have Pingala Ida. It is the symbol of the caduceus. Remember the caduceus, the medical symbol, which has nothing to do with the doctor? Yeah, go ask a doctor. I have no clue. They'll say, yeah, we never were taught about it. We just have this medical symbol. Because it's not. The original medical symbol is just one pole with one snake. Just ask your Greek friends. They know. That's why they laugh at us. I go, medical symbol. They start laughing and go, yeah, where'd you get that from? The real secret is this right nostril, this left nostril are basically symbolic of the heads of two snakes. So what it is here, the warming channel, cooling channel, it goes up to your crown, and inside your body it spirals downward like this to your pelvic floor. So when you do those balancing or alternate nostril breathing, what it does, it cleanses these two channels as you inhale and exhale. As it's cleansing, it's also cleansing the channels here, your left brain, your right brain. So what happens as these are being cleansed like this, the thought forms we create that are embedded inside our bodies are disintegrated and flushed out. That's why if some of you have done yoga before, when you start doing this breathing exercise afterwards, we're so calm, it's almost like you're stoned because the negative thoughts, negative energies are disintegrated. Make sense? Now, again, I don't know much about the EMDR thing, but what I know is if you want to make this work properly, your tongue has to be connected to the palate. Because when you connect your tongue to the palate, it allows this movement of energy to be more efficient. Otherwise, it's just like, it might go through, but it's just slow, it gets stuck. Again, I don't know how the EMDR therapist would tell you, but if you're going to do it on your own, keep your tongue on your palate so you get to purify these two channels. As these two channels are being purified, energy in your left side, right side, left brain, right brain are being purified, and you start noticing like, hey, my mind's really clear. Thank you. MagDG, thank you. Eye movement, desensitization, reprocessing. Ooh, thank you. Oh, now that's what it's called. See, you learn something every day. So just imagine, that's what a modern therapist does. Ancient yogis, they know it. They use the breathing exercises, or they use their eyes, like that. Now, interesting thing about this is, when your tongue is on your palate, it's also important you're rushing forward very quickly. So in other words, you have one wall, two walls, right? Two walls. Imagine you have photographs or whatever it is that you have over there, and then tongue is on your palate, and you're charging through it. You're charging through it very, very quickly, and your eyes are going, okay, what's on the wall? What's on the wall? What's on the wall? And then as you accelerate, you make it so fast that you can barely see your walls. So you go like this. So the cleansing, it goes like that. That's all. Very simple. Let's do it again, okay? Because some of you joined us late. All right, ready? Let's try it again. Okay, think of something that irritates you. Again, hopefully it's not me. Okay, right? Think of something that irritates you. Something that bothers you, something that, you can't get off your mind. Remember, the topic tonight is what? Suffering is not holding you. You're holding on to it. So let's try to let that suffering go using energy. Clear? All right, ready? So here we go. 1, 2. All right. Stop for a second. If you like, when you have the images on the wall, make it higher. In other words, if this is your eye level, it's not here, a little higher. There's a secret to that. And then have your eyes open. Somebody else, your eyes open. Well, try running with your eyes closed. You're going to hit a wall. You're supposed to go through the wall, not hit them. Okay, ready? Okay, remember, the wall's here. The photographs or pictures or images are slightly higher. And so you're going like this. Ready? Go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep your eyes open. Tongue in your palate. I can't, I'm talking. Keep going. Now rush forward faster. Faster, faster, faster. Come on. As you move forward faster to that corridor, your eyes are also moving back and forth faster. Keep going. Keep going. Faster. You're going 100 miles per hour, 200 miles per hour. You're faster than a race car. Keep going. 400 miles per hour. You're almost at the speed of sound. I think 1100 per second. Keep going. Keep going. We're doing great. Faster, 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 faster. Stop. Okay, we're good enough. Right, how do you feel? How's that thing that's bothering you? Some of you go, what was that? Exactly. So that gives you an idea. There are many things you can do once you understand energy. That's it. How often can you do this? Well, as needed. Of course, I don't have to remind you, don't do this when you're driving or operating a heavy machine. Don't go, yeah, man, somebody stressed me out. While I'm driving, I'm going, chuk, 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 chuk. Nah, terrible idea. Okay? Make sure you're sitting down. Standing up might not be a good idea because some people get dizzy. Anyway, let's go back to the topic. So, a lot of people, they think that they're suffering because they have bad luck, because things are not doing well, and so on and so on. But in reality, it is our response to the environment. And that response to the environment is either we consciously or subconsciously allow suffering to happen. I know some of you go, yeah, but you don't understand. I always hear this. Oh, you don't understand what's going on in my life. Look, as simple as this. For every person that say that they're suffering and they can't get out of it, I'm sure you can think of at least 10 people who didn't have a good life and were able to succeed anyway because what do? They won't settle for it. They get out of it. That's it. Make sense? You start with the right attitude. That's why you notice some people, no matter how much you try to help them, they keep going back to that rut. True? You say, but you don't have to do this, you can do that. And then I remember going to Tony Robbins' event, he would say, life is not happening to you, life is happening for you. You guys remember? It's for you means a big part of that, if probably not all of it, is your perception of what's being given to you. Somebody gives you something you don't like, you go, how can I make this work? Somebody gives you something you don't like, you go. Some people who are very pessimistic go, yeah, man. The person says, well, I don't like this, but it might help other people, and you give it away. So if there's a circumstance that you're suffering, you just say, okay, enough of this crap. I choose not to suffer. Okay, how can I make this better? Now, if you notice it's very, very heavy, you do this technique. You just imagine a wall, and then you feel better, and it's not part of it. That's it. Now, of course, that's semi-temporary. It disintegrates the negative thought forms, but we could always create it again, especially if we are not aware. You notice I'm saying we because, when you're really pissed off, we're not aware. That's where spiritual practice and meditation comes in. Again, let me reiterate, for some of you who forgot or haven't heard, meditation is not just to fix something. Meditation is a way of life. Because when you do your meditation properly, you are constantly reminded that you are the one who is moving your body, creating the feelings and thoughts in response to the circumstance. Without meditation, you can't do that. So mantras, there are many aspects, many layers of these mantras. So it's very, very important that, number one, you understand what mantra you're chanting. And number two, you do it consistently. Because some people say, yeah, somebody gave me this mantra, but it's so weird, I don't know what it means. So that could work for some. The problem is if you don't know what it is, you don't know what kind of energy it does, and you have no trust or certainty with it, it doesn't have much effect on you. Clear? So anyway, here's what we'll do. I want you to just chant with me. We're going to use Om Mani Padme Hum, universal mantra of mercy and compassion. Anyway, I don't have time to go through it right now because we spent a lot of time on the lecture. Just give you some background. The energy flowing through you has a certain data embedded in it. So it has emotional cleansing effect. It clarifies, it gives you clarity in your mind. And the way we're going to do it, we're going to use it to bless the earth. So the question is, why do we do this? It's as simple as this. The mantra by itself is already very powerful, very loving. So it has that effect of distracting your mind, cleansing your aura and your chakras, as well as filling you with its loving energy. Okay? However, when you pair it with, like when we do meditation, Twin Hearts, and bless the earth, that whole thing gets magnified. The question is why? Because as you bless the earth, you're allowing yourself to be the pipeline, the channel, for that loving spiritual energy to flow through us, not for ourselves, but for others, for the people who are suffering. That energy flowing through you drags your garbage out. You get the idea? So if let's say you have a small piece of wire, and you're going to use this to power up your phone, then the amount of current going through this is just enough to power the phone. But if you take this and somehow we're able to connect it to 10 4K TVs and use that to plug into the wall, that thing will burn because too much current cannot go to that little pipeline. Now, we also have a pipeline called the spiritual cord, and the difference with that cord and that cord is when we allow ourselves to be an instrument to bless the earth. There are billions and who knows, trillions of beings on earth. You say, may every person, every being be divinely blessed. When you do that, that means you say, hey, come on, I want to bless all these people. Give me that energy. So massive amounts of energy has to squeeze through your pipeline, through your system, to bless the earth. Now, luckily, our spiritual cord and channels are not like the physical cord where it will burn or burst. It will just simply keep stretching and stretching and stretching. So as it stretches and that energy keeps flowing through us, it will just simply disintegrate a lot of the blockages and let the energy keep flowing. Okay? So let's just do it. Now, if the thing stopped, we'll just, Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and the other one stopped. I think we broke the internet somehow. But this Instagram is going, so we'll just keep going. I'll save this and then we'll upload it later. Okay? So here's the plan. We're going to ask for blessings. We're going to visualize the earth. We'll put your hand like this. We're going to chant Om Mani Padme Hum and just let that energy flow through. Okay? All right. So when you're ready, sit comfortably. Tap your heart, tap your crown. To the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Tsokok Sui Mahagu Jamiling, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may be of service to the world. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, ready? Okay, put your hand like this. Now, I know you're going to ask, if you're in class, do we chant verbally? Do we chant silently? The answer is verbally. At the start. Okay, visualize the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart and crown, just like we do in meditation, Twin Hearts. Fill the earth with golden light. Fill the earth with golden light. Keep going. Keep filling the earth with golden light. Every person, every being be blessed. May all beings in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, may every sentient being, every dimension, whoever they are, whatever they are, be blessed with compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. You and I just have the privilege and the opportunity to pass on these blessings to them. Imagine a brilliant light above your head, a super brilliant light, like a miniature sun just floating above your head. And that brilliant light is pouring down through your crown like a waterfall, through your body, through your hands, and let's aim it all at Mother Earth. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Be still. Just leave your hands where they are. Just be still. Keep your tongue in your palate. Allow the divine energy, the divine blessings to flow through us. May every person, every being be blessed. May all be blessed. Blessings be to all, without exception. Be still. Maintain your stillness and awareness. Just lower your hands on your lap, keep your eyes closed, keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Be still. Imagine a point of light, a beautiful, glowing point of light just floating above your head. Just look at it. Om Mani Padme Hum Om. Be still. Gently, very slowly, come back. Gently move your fingers and your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Take your time. All right. How do you feel? I think some of you are like, whoa. Of course, we added that special sauce in the end for just to kind of, some of you were at the edge. So we just needed a, little special sauce, boost the rockets. Pew. All right. So I hope we left you in a happy state. And one of the ways to sustain that beautiful, loving, joyful state is, you already know this, to be grateful with what you have. No matter what we have, no matter what we don't think we have, we still have more than what other people do. You know, it's interesting. I'll just share this last story with you and then we'll call it a night. Is many years ago, we were in the United States, and every January we would go to the Philippines on a retreat with my teacher. And I remember that year he told us ahead of time, you're going to go on a heart tour, heart chakra tour. I'm going, heart tour? You know, what is a heart tour? Of course, a lot of people got so, heart tour, yeah. I'm going, heart tour? Come on, I want technique. What do you mean heart tour? I'm not a really touchy guy. Heart tour. But, okay, we'll go heart tour. When we got there, guess what the heart tour was? The heart tour was, 40, 50 of us went through the slums. Went to these, people, literally a room 10 feet by 10 feet had 7, 8 people living in it. That's how poor they were. And then from there, we went to one of the prisons and see how people lived. And we go, that's a heart tour. And after that, we went straight to the feeding program. And when you go through those, your heart really opens because, number one, you get to be grateful what you have and you stop complaining. And then from there, you feel compassion for these people. You go, wow. And I'm complaining about, my shoes are 1 year old or some cockamania stupid excuse we make. And these people don't have anything and yet they can still smile. And of course, the last part that was really touching was the feeding program. It was sponsored by the Institute at that time in the church. And I remember distinctly, there's this child. She's probably 5 years old, 6 years old the most, holding her brother, which is probably, maybe a year younger. Holding him like this, grabbing food, feeding him. I mean, we were like, oh. I couldn't hold it in, and I'm not a crier person, but I was like, okay, let me help feed this kid, and your heart just explodes, and you go, wow, my kids sure are lucky, and we sure are blessed, and you look at this child at 5, 6 years old, feeding and so responsible, feeding her brother. Your heart just explodes with so much compassion and gratitude of what we have, and yeah, that's why part of the Pranic Healing program is there's always a feeding program everywhere Pranic Healing starts. And so when I joined Tony Robbins in his work, and he has a ginormous feeding program, I go, I love this. Because giving and sharing is how your heart opens and your crown opens. And when it comes to suffering, we get to realize how blessed we are and we stop complaining. You say, how come God didn't bless me with this? Yeah, talk to that guy. Right? So, anyway, don't want to get emotional with you guys. So, I hope you got the lesson tonight. Suffering is not holding you. You are holding on to suffering, so it's time to let it go. And the best way to let it go is to serve others. Because when you're so busy helping other people, number one, you don't have time to complain. And number two, you get to see how blessed you are because the people you're helping are in such terrible shape compared to you. You go, okay, I think I should shut up and stop complaining because, number one, so I can help this person. And number two, I sure am blessed, right? So service is the key to ending suffering. And to finish it off, one of the most profound things my teacher said, the soul grows by giving, not accumulating. Okay, just think about that. Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I know we went way over time. I hope that we were able to somehow give you some techniques, some insights on how to be happier and end suffering. Okay, namaste.